Brain Gain is sponsored by Farmers National Bank, Sweeney Chevrolet Buick GMC, the Mahoning Valley Manufacturers Coalition, and Southwoods Health.
I went to my mother and said, "Mom, I know what I want to be when I grow up." And she said, "What's that?" I said, "I want to be an attorney and I want to be a model." And I always tell students that it's not because I thought I was the prettiest thing in the world. I literally read the description and said, travel the world and people take pictures of you, and then you get paid to argue with people and think and read. I love it. I think I can do both. And she said, "Babe," she was much nicer to me then. She said, "Babe, I think you only have time to do one." Being a prosecutor specifically, prosecutor is the only attorney in the courtroom with a burden. When we walk in a court, when we walk in for trial, we are telling the jurors that we believe that we can prove every element of this case beyond a reasonable doubt. When you're having conversations and plea negotiations, it is so important that you are trustworthy and have a good character and are just not a jerk. Don't be rude, don't be mean. I tell people all the time, especially when I speak with students, and I miss going to speak to students in person, it costs you nothing to be kind. You're always doing work. You're talking to detectives, you're talking to your patrol officers who first responded on the scene. You're speaking with victims. You're trying to make sure you have all of the information possible, because when a case is filed, the standard for a case to be filed is probable cause, which means more likely than not, we think you did it. But then to prove it at trial, you have to prove every element of the offense beyond a reasonable doubt, so that there is no doubt that would be considered reasonable in the mind of a juror to believe that you committed this offense. And so that's the highest burden under the law. And so it takes a lot of time and diligence and attention to make sure you can meet that with every case. It's so important that we don't forget the humanity that's involved in this process, because we're dealing with the life and liberty of human beings. And sometimes if you get so in the habit of just doing this out of turn, that you forget what a great consequence, even if appropriate, it is for the person who may go to prison, may go to jail. And so English, history, I'm a big fan of. Anything that requires critical thinking. Debate is great, because if you can become comfortable with sticking to the facts, it can't be personal. If you're good at math and science and you know how to break things down, that wasn't my thing, but I respect all those individuals who excel in that arena. But you know, you're English majors, you have to want to do this. And if you wear the robe, if you're an attorney who wants to practice and really interact with individuals, you have to have a heart to do it. Because the saying, people will forget what you said, they will forget what you did, but they will never forget how you made them feel.
So I'm in charge of the service bailiffs. So their jobs are to go out and serve subpoenas, court dates, eviction notices, and they also conduct evictions. The clerk's office and the municipal court work hand in hand. So it was actually probably good training to start in the clerk's office. I got to see that side of, where the people come down and they pay their fines, and we process the paperwork from the court. And then now I'm on the other side of it, where I'm kind of not working so much with the people and the fines and the money, but I still get to kind of deal with the other side of it, the court side, how they do the paperwork, comes from the judge, what needs to go down, and kind of like the timely manner that everything takes place. I actually got my bachelor's degree in business administration. Again, I took my internship down in the clerk's office, and since then I've been enrolled in the court administration program through the Ohio Supreme Court. So those are also some really good tips that, if you're looking to get into the field, you may want to look into. Probably look more in the criminal justice side. Business also helps as well. And then if you're out there to kind of want to help people, this is a good profession to be in because, you always need your doctors and your lawyers, but you need people to help you within the court as well. So it's also a good job to look into.
Our team consists of 4 probation officers, a pretrial services officer, and an administrative assistant. So day to day we do probation supervision, which is we work with offenders who are sentenced by the court to a term of probation. We make the appropriate referrals to any agencies, mental health, substance abuse, employment, anything that the offender might need to get back on track. I started my journey and I wanted to be a lawyer, and now that I've done probation, I can't see it any other way. This is where I'm meant to be. I'm meant to help people, and that's all. So if you want to help people, then I recommend that you be a probation officer. I think you need to be an easygoing person. You need to be someone who doesn't escalate situations. You need to think outside the box type of person so that you can help those that are in a situation where they can't help themselves. We have people that have called 2 years later and said that you've made a difference in my life, and I just want you to know that I'm clean because of you. So that's the most rewarding.
I love the law. I love learning. I love people. And I'm just thankful that I found a profession where I can mix all of those together and come to work every day, and it doesn't feel like a job. Because I love what I do, I love the people I work with, and I love the impact that we're having in the city of Youngstown.
Brain Gain is sponsored by Farmers National Bank, Sweeney Chevrolet Buick GMC, the Mahoning Valley Manufacturers Coalition, and Southwoods Health.